for instance, like getting a shot of cortisone in your buttocks. I think that's legal.
Yeah, that's anti-inflammatory, yeah.
Like
If we
Forrest
can't
Gump.
use the proper names for body parts, and you can't keep it together, I will kick you off this podcast.
You did say it
You
like
literally gave us the full
Buttocks.
Forrest Gump buttocks.
buttocks.
That was an athlete. You want to talk about an athlete?
Hello and welcome to Is This Good? The show where we boldly, conclusively, and scientifically decide what things in this big wide world are good. I'm Matt Austin, and with me as always is production powerhouse Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi JD, thanks for coming. And today's guests go together like cross-country skiing and shooting a gun. Over the past month, they've been training hard, eating right, and sleeping in a cardboard bed to prepare for the Summer of Champions, a new daily Olympic recap from the No Dunks crew. They've just tested positive for PEDs, podcast-enhancing drugs. Was wondering how that was going to sound, didn't like it. It's Skeets and Nora Artinian. Welcome to Is This Good?
What an intro.
What an
They always
intro.
kill.
The cardboard bed, not as bad as you'd think.
Lies.
Pretty comfortable. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's terrible. Hi, Matt.
So let's just situate ourselves very quickly before we get the fun started here. We're recording this just before the opening ceremonies. As I said in the intro, you guys are hosting a new daily, and I emphasize daily. And if you're wondering, business days? No, all the days, all 7 of them.
I know.
You're going to be doing a daily Olympic recap podcast from JD's house. And we are recording this just before the opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for allowing us your time.
No problem. Yeah, what better way to kick off 17 straight nights of podcasting than by doing another fucking podcast the morning of.
Content.
What are you What are you
Content.
like? You're like Hugh Jackman going, oh, I just spent 8 months getting heavy makeup and putting all these prosthetics for the Deadpool and the Wolverine.
Deadpool?
Now I have to do press to make sure people see this unknown feature film.
Yeah, okay, that's true. This is press. This is probably going to air after the Olympics is over.
Perfect
I guess
PR.
we'll get ready for 2028 in LA, Matt's backyard. We'll see you there. But,
Can we stay at yours, Matt?
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah, I might do the skip town, put it on Airbnb. You'll have to get to it fast, but it will be up there.
It's probably a smart idea. Get out of Dodge.
No doubt.
Yeah. So what's going? Should I be excited about the Olympics? Because I feel like you either are an Olympic boy or girl, or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever thought about Skeets? Because I know you're big on the Olympics. What made you an Olympic boy?
I mean, I do. I love that it has like only a lasting 2.5 weeks. There's a start and an end, so it's sort of like you can commit to it. I love the Summer Olympics more than the Winter Olympics.
Sure,
just
same.
as I like the events more, track and field, swimming. Obviously, it has basketball too. As a No Dunks fan there, but I don't know. I've just always been into it. I remember I saw the torch in Stratford, Ontario, run by. Now this was the Winter Olympics '88 in Calgary. But as a young boy, I was like,
young
oh, this is
boy?
amazing. Then I saw the Summer Olympic torch when I was in Australia for the Sydney Olympics. I've dragged you, Nora, to multiple museums in Barcelona.
Yes.
And we did
Hey,
some other stuff.
Barcelona!
Yeah,
Look at what
yeah.
I'm wearing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that there.
When you say museum, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Barcelona was an Olympic museum.
We went to a mock podium, and you stood on the
No,
gold.
you're confusing Greece with
Said,
Barcelona.
I'm the winner of this vacation. I win
have-
first place in vacation.
Literally, we should have sent the photos, and JD can like throw it up.
Oh, we still
remember.
can.
You
I do
Oh, we
remember.
still
No,
can.
hold on. Let me finish my thought. When we were in Barcelona, we went to Olympic Park, right?
And we went to a museum. We went into a museum. You hated it.
JD,
You did
these
not have
guys
fun.
are not going to make it 17
Yeah,
days.
I know.
You're going
Send
to become
help.
producer / marriage
I
counselor.
know. Have you watched that show, Couples Therapy? We need that lady. She's
Point
gonna.
is,
I think this is
love
your
it.
couples therapy.
I'm feeling very Olympic today.
Today, yes.
Here, Matt. I love it. What's not to love?
Yeah, I also like the Olympics. You're watching these people achieve their dreams. I get very emo watching it. Like I will
Oh,
cry.
tears, yeah.
Probably on the pod talking about
Wow.
what somebody has achieved, and you know, you always see some underdog do something incredible. I love that. I also have literally negative 100 athletic ability.
Right.
So it's like I can't even fathom what they're doing.
Yeah. And I think going into this one, Matt, I am super pumped. Like, we're excited to do the podcast, Summer of Champions and all that. But like the last Olympic cycle with the pandemic, like that was the one like nobody was into, myself included. I don't even remember a damn thing that happened really in Tokyo, which happened in 2021, but was obviously the 2020 Olympics. So like, I think there's like that. I've got like sort of back in, like locked in. I want to watch everything, and like the time zone helps too. With
is this
Paris.
a good time zone?
I think it is.
It's great
for us East Coasters because we can wake up and stuff will be on. It'll be on all day, and then it'll all have wrapped up by the time we do our podcast at night.
Yeah, it's really ideal.
Yeah.
But how are you going to know what to watch?
Who knows?
I mean,
Peacock will tell us.
Yeah, the cock will
the
tell us.
Peacock gods will tell us. This is important.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like a lot of the stuff you want to watch, like the finals of things, right?
Right.
So like,
okay, good strategy. I'll write that down.
I think
Finals.
skateboarding final
finals.
happens really early.
Yeah.
In the schedule of things. So like, okay, let's watch that.
Yeah. Between Peacock and
bounce around.
TikTok giving us highlights of important things that happen, we'll be able to, I think, wade through all of it. Hopefully.
Yeah. Also, like, we're not going to be breaking down like the guy from Mongolia did a great kickflip. Let's take a look. Like,
I mean, maybe. What if he did do
but it's
a
like
cool
the big
kickflip?
stories, all like the extracurricular things going on the Olympics. Like, we already had a drama, Matt. Hear about Canada?
What happened?
Oh, Canada soccer.
It's not great.
Our women's soccer
What do
team, we got busted for using drones. We were like spying on New Zealand. They found the two people, sent them home. Our coach said, you know what? Because we were playing New Zealand first, I had nothing to do with it, but I'm going to sit out this game because I feel like sort of uneasy about it. And then what happened is Canada Soccer found out that they've been using drones maybe for years, men's and women's for Canada. And now she's been not really fired, but sent home from the games.
Suspended.
We got a drone scandal already.
Big drone drama.
Wow.
But that makes sense to me, though, because couldn't drone flying be an Olympic sport? Because they're talking about making esports an Olympic sport.
Yeah,
How do you know they
yeah.
weren't just training for the drone fighting?
True.
Yeah.
But maybe you shouldn't watch the footage that you captured on the drone to know that they're going to run a 4-4-2 system over there with the Kiwis. I don't know.
When a drone is in the air, don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. Always think a drone is watching you. That's how I live my life. So I'm never doing anything weird outside.
How wonderful.
In
like
case
Elf
you
on
get
the
captured
Shelf.
by a drone. Yeah, like, Nora, you've been to like a festival or something, and then inevitably some Yahoo is you look up in the sky and you say, there's a drone up there.
Yeah.
That's when you stop dancing.
Immediately.
You stop drinking. You don't do your little Paul Mezcal bump of cocaine in the audience. Allegedly. That's allegedly. Okay? You just stand there. So I would suggest to people at the Olympics, there's going to be drones everywhere. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, it's funny you said that. In reading about this, I heard that the Paris officials, like security, are pulling down on average 6 drones a day.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a second Olympic sport. like pigeons.
Archery. Yeah.
Oh,
that's true. That's skeet
I don't
shooting.
want to say the life of a drone is more important than the life of a pigeon. I mean, I would say the life of a pigeon is more important. But I would say that a drone is more expensive than a pigeon.
Yeah,
pigeons,
more
we got a lot of them.
Well, we got a fly buzzing around here in
like,
the studio.
what the
Can
heck?
somebody shoot that? JD?
Get used
Fly
to it
swatting?
because it's August in Atlanta, and every time I open the door, 5 flies come
I
in.
felt like Mike Pence. It landed on my
I
head there
know.
for a second.
This fly is trying to be a star.
What is this, Westworld?
I was going to say, hey, I know we said we're recording this just before the opening ceremonies, but not 2020. Okay, no Mike Pence jokes.
Yeah, please.
All right, some very quick housekeeping before we start. If you'd like to support the show and get exclusive content, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. Last time we released exclusive content, it was about Skeets and Nora, and they never even heard it because they're not on the Patreon. Actually, I got Skeets into the Discord just so he could see our thriving community. Do you want to give us quick thoughts on the thriving community you found over Discord?
You
Skeets,
like
were they
the-
welcoming to you?
Furry Friday.
I like Furry Fridays. I like that channel. When the pets
Yeah,
go
it's
up.
not what you think if you're just here. It's not.
Always people sharing
just
their
for dogs
and cats and stuff
and
like
cats.
that. Yeah, it's good. Thriving might be a stretch.
Wow.
I think there could be more activity.
Wow. So rude.
But also, we did listen to that podcast. You're talking about the Vegas one, right? The recap?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
yeah,
Oh, we got a sneaky link.
We got a sneaky link.
Ooh.
So we listened.
Gonna
Nora
kick
and I
you out of the Olympics for stealing content.
Yeah.
They listen
Hey,
via
just
drone.
I
remember-
droned.
Don't steal any Olympic content, okay? These people are working very hard, these cameramen and women out there. Don't steal anything.
Oh, geez, don't mess with the Olympics. Yeah, and their
Oh,
rights,
they,
man.
I think, are very litigious.
Oh, yeah. They're worse than the baseball, man.
Oh,
Worse
yeah.
than the MLB.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait,
well,
so you
they're
think the Discord
an ethical group.
is
Oh,
no
the Discord's fine. It's fine. I'm joking. It's the same.
Nora's upset on behalf of the Discord.
I mean,
Okay.
I've never, for the record, never even seen the Discord, but
Yeah.
on their behalf,
Okay.
I'm like, rude.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you. It's a thriving community.
Yeah.
Thriving!
They're having a great time in there, I'm
Yes.
sure.
They're having a wonderful time.
Don't
They're
poo-poo.
talking about starting a book club. That's how cool they are.
That's so wholesome.
I didn't say they were uncool or cool. I said thriving was a stretch.
Okay.
You know,
Well, they're thriving, okay? Send topics for future shows to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. I'll tell you what's not thriving right now is my inbox. My inbox is a little lonely, so send me some topics, some settle thises, anything you want to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. All right, guys, normally I say the show is very simple. I'll pick a topic, you tell me if it's good, but I just want to start by saying this is going to be all Olympic themed. Again, I state, this is before the opening ceremonies. We don't know. We can assume Celine's going to be there, right?
sounds like Lady Gaga and
and
Celine
Celine.
Dion.
Wow.
Now,
Doing a duet?
No.
We shouldn't
Well,
talk about it. It's already happened.
We
yeah,
don't
it's already
know.
happened. We don't
Yeah.
know.
We don't know.
It was
We've-
beautiful.
I was reading the rumors this morning, but I will not speak of them.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
And, well,
That's very
and
respectful.
the weather forecast in Paris, rain. Some drizzle. So that maybe it makes it look cooler though.
I think it
Moody
could
at
make
night.
it romantic.
They're saying it's not supposed to storm, but anyway, it already happened. It was amazing.
Get your drones out of the sky. It's raining. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. JD, do you have Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Okay. While you scroll Instagram, have you ever found yourself comparing your life to someone else's?
100% of the time.
Okay. And when you do that, have you ever had the thought, I wish my life looked more like their life?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. You know what, JD? Me too. And you know what? Everyone that's listening to this has experienced that same feeling. It might look like people have it all together on Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't. Because social media is just the highlights. And sometimes those highlights are completely manufactured. And if they were really happy, do you think they'd be spending all their time online trying to convince you how happy they were? I don't think so. That's why therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. I've done therapy before, and it's a great place to talk about feelings of jealousy and insecurity and uncertainty. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, just like Instagram, but unlike Instagram, it's actually useful. BetterHelp is convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/isthisgood today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/isthisgood. So I would say the Olympics are both popular and controversial, and that means they generate a lot of Skeets.
Unpopular opinions.
Yes! That's right! I thought I was going to have to go through you, then Nora was going to build on it, then finally JD would maybe say it, or then I would say no. Unpopular opinions.
Way to shit on his bit.
That was good.
He's too good.
He's too good.
Yeah.
He's too good.
He's too good. That's like during the live show we did in Las Vegas where I said, we're doing a show at the MGM, and I said, you know what the MGM stands for? And Skeets goes, making good money? I was like, wait, how did you know that?
That was
That
impressive.
is what I was going to say. That is what I was going to say. Damn it. All right, well, we're in Unpopular Opinions, the Olympic edition. This is where I troll the internet to find unpopular opinions, and I'll tell you, this was not hard. I will even say some of these, we might have to debate whether they're even unpopular. But let me hit you with the first one here. The triathlon is not a valid Olympic sport. This person says, it's just 3 sports crammed into one. Why is that considered a sport? It sounds like a game that kids would invent on the playground. And why stop at 3? Why not have the competitors climb a rock wall at the end? Hell, let's throw a quick pole vault in there somewhere. Why the hell not? Give me one good reason we couldn't just throw a pole vault in there. Hey guys, I just invented a sport. It starts as volleyball, but then when the game is over, all teams jump in a canoe and paddle to a nearby island where they play a full basketball game. Do I get a job at the Olympics now? Now,
Come on.
This is why you don't need to pay for professional writers, because you have stuff like this for free on
Incredible.
the internet. It's just good stuff.
I mean, that last sport sounds solid.
Does this guy know of the decathlon?
Yeah.
The heptathlon? That's what they do. They take a lot of track events and put them all together to find out who is one of the most athletic people in the world.
Yeah, they're like feats of strength.
Yeah. Like, it is something to be able to run 100 meters and obviously do the throwing events and all that, high jump and stuff like that. And then the same thing with the triathlon. I mean, come on. These are 3 disciplines. It's been around for a long time. This is not insane that we have this as a sport.
So does the rider, is it their position that this is just not creative enough? Like, I don't really get their take.
They're like you can just jam anything of
Right.
these together.
But they're not just any.
But
They belong together. Those are all athletics.
well, yeah.
Well, everything is athletics, Nora.
Not everything.
It's
Name one thing that's not
I don't know what that
athletics.
means. I don't know what that means.
Oh, chess? You're going to insult the chess-playing community? You don't think chess?
Did you know the arts used to be in the Olympics?
Nora, I know that, and I'm glad you said that, because I was maybe going to do a bit about that.
Sorry.
About defunct Olympic sports. Are you going to do that on your show?
Yeah, that's why I know about it, because I've been deep in the trenches of the internet reading about
Hot air ballooning.
Yes, Tug of War. What?
Bring Tug of War back.
I'm
That's
very-
a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
Very into that.
A no-brainer.
Yeah.
And here's how I would like it to work.
Okay.
Did you notice, Nora, by the way, that a lot of these defunct sports, the last time they were played, coincidence or conspiracy, were at the 1900 Olympic Games, which just so happened to be in Paris, France?
That's right. That's right. Something happened. Maybe
Something happened
like
over
a
there.
timeline jump or something. Yeah, it got weird after that.
Tug of War should work like this. Well, you know what? I haven't really thought about this, but
Let's
I
work it
don't
out.
think we should.
I know how it
I don't
should
think
work.
we should
There should
send.
be a rope, and we pull on each side.
Well, maybe he's trying to make it
Okay,
more
go on.
interesting.
Well, yes, there is a rope. Certainly there is a rope.
Good idea.
But what I don't want, here's what I don't want. I don't want us sending a team of a Tug of War team from Canada, a Tug of War team from the US.
Right.
I think it should just be, at some point, whoever's standing around, like they just run into the Olympic Village
Oh,
and
like
they
the-
go,
yeah, the fans.
8 Romanians,
Yeah.
8 Ukrainians,
Okay.
8 Canadians, and then boom, here we go.
Okay.
These
Because
are
it's too
athletes.
much-
These are Olympic.
Yeah, any
athletes.
members of the delegation can do it.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's a surprise.
100%.
Yeah, like midnight.
Men,
come on,
women.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Come
you
on
run
out.
the Olympics with
Yeah.
all of these like bonus events
Yes.
that are for the fans, for
Yeah.
spectators, maybe like team officials even.
Right.
But you don't know when they're gonna happen.
Right, exactly.
It's like you're like
Yeah.
in the Big Brother house, and
Yeah.
suddenly like,
Totally.
ding, ding, ding,
Exactly
ding, ding.
right.
Oh my god, we're playing Tug of War.
You could stipulate that you can have like this many athletes, this many members of the of like coaches,
Sure.
so you get like kind of a mix.
Okay.
and if you
Oh, and
lose,
you
you're
call it-
eating slop for the rest of the Olympics.
Right.
And
That's
you
a big
fall in
privilege.
slop, right? There's a pit. We dig a pit.
Yes.
That has
Yeah,
a bunch of
yeah,
slop in it.
Yeah. You need
And
muck
s-
to fall into,
Yeah.
for sure.
I know when they
Yes.
do this at like fraternity houses, at least here down in the States, our good friend Jared definitely did this as an event against the other houses, right?
Yeah.
They did Tug of War, and there were rules, like it was total weight of your team.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, you can't.
Oh, that's
not
smart.
the giant dudes, they
Right.
just giant dudes, but
Yeah.
it was all weight. So it was very important of like, well, who's maybe smaller but is strong for their weight and stuff like that.
Is there a medal then for Tug of War? Or is this just for fun?
No. There's 100% a medal.
It's gotta be, yeah.
But that brings up an interesting point. Maybe we do that. Maybe the person that runs in, he's got a scale with him or her, and he runs to the Olympic Village, and he's like, get on the scale. You know, we got to hit. Maybe we even set a target. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many people do you want on a rope tugging away at it?
I think
5,
I think 5 to 7, yeah, 5 to
Yeah.
8, something like that.
8 feels
Oh,
like
let's say six people.
Okay.
And we say max 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000 pounds.
Oh no. No, don't do it. He sings it all the time.
Come on, ladies, come on, ladies.
It's so awful.
Pointing at the rope.
Very good.
Okay, so then you just like, then let's say the person that's
You've
in
lost
the Olympic
him.
Village in the lounge is just like, oh shit, I better go get Sandra. You know what I mean? Because we're just over 1,000 pounds. She weighs a little less than
Right,
me,
sure.
but she's real strong. They're waking people up in the middle of the night. Anyways, this is an idea. But the triathlon is a weird one to pick on for these
Yeah.
like combined sports because one could see how these go together.
Yeah, the one you came into this podcast with which was a Winter Olympics reference, but the skiing and shooting.
Biathlon.
Yeah, but
Biathlon,
okay.
a little
Is
weirder.
there a Summer Olympic that's only two things put together? I was trying to think of one.
Yeah, that's good. I can't think of
think
one.
of one.
Yeah.
No, not just two. Obviously the decathlon, the heptathlon, and then like we were talking about triathlon.
The pen. What about the penta? The 5?
Is there a 5? Are you sure?
Well, there's isn't there not the modern pentathlon?
I don't
Are
know
we
if that's
out?
still an event. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Boy,
I'm not sure.
Got to rip up this whole research I've done.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I will say, the one thing I do not like about the triathlon, at least when it comes to amateurs, now these people are like all Olympic athletes, they have the best of the best, but the bike is very important. Mm-hmm. It's extremely important, like how good your bike is.
Okay.
Because again, I know people that have done it and that are great runners, great swimmers. They're like, when they get out of the water, they're like leading this thing, but then they have like a somewhat normal bike, and someone will have a souped up, just incredible bike.
Right.
And it's not that they're even a better athlete or a better biker. It's just like they just destroy them.
Right.
And then they'll catch them again on the run. I mean, that's a little.
But I'm sure the people in the Olympics have fine.
That's what I'm saying.
bicycles.
They all have that. I'm talking about amateur triathletes.
Oh yeah. You don't go in with a Schwinn.
Yeah, I know. But isn't that weird when you think about it?
No. I mean, we're gonna get to that. Let's not talk too much about that because the same thing. I could say the same thing in running, where we've gone from running in Converse to running in plated shoes with stack heights that are like pushing the limits of what's legal. Now they've got painted on shoes or spray on shoes.
Yeah.
Do they?
What?
Well, I don't know.
Spray on.
No, I swear I saw something about spray on shoes.
The thing about the Olympics, everybody is a so-called expert.
Yeah.
Just says whatever
Nobody
they
knows.
want, and no one really knows.
They used to do it barefoot back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
We're
too.
gonna get to that.
Oh wow.
Holy
I just
shit,
wanna say-
we're gonna be
okay,
here
hold on.
for hours.
How many times is Matt gonna tell me we're gonna get to that?
We're gonna get to it. Nora, don't say anything. We're gonna get to it.
Shut up, Nora. Sit here.
Pentathlon original. Foot racing, wrestling, long jump, javelin, discus. These were all because they thought the perfect warrior, soldier would be able to do all these things.
Sure.
Modern pentathlon, think more horsies, that age of fighting.
Oh.
So fencing, swimming, equestrian, show jumping, pistol shooting, cross-country running. But in this, I do see if you don't understand like why those 5 were put together, they don't make it like what does a horse have to do with swimming, have to do with running, shooting a pistol, fencing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But what about a modern pentathlon? Like I just thought, how else can we shove 5 events together and have it make some sort of sense? You tell me what the commonality is here. Boxing, shooting, car racing, rock climbing, arm wrestling.
It's got like a movie vibe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Oh no, more specific. It's all things that.
Rocky. No.
Oh, very close. Sylvester Stallone is done in a movie.
There you go.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, you got obviously the boxing is Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
arm wrestling
Rock
over the
climbing
top?
is
what's
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. Yeah.
Car racing, driven.
Yeah.
Oh, and who's Rambo? Shooting.
Shooting, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. That's most. Actually, it's not Rambo. It's Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Your mom has to come on and do the shooting.
So
for
the
you.
Rock, what would you call that then? The
Stallone-a-thon. Yeah. Slyathon.
Slyathon.
The Slyathon.
Slyathon.
You're gonna be very sly. All right, next unpopular opinion here. We should have an Olympics where performance-enhancing drugs are allowed. Now, I'm sorry to even ask this. This is what I would call a hacky Olympic opinion, but I'm sorry, we have to discuss it. This person says it would be way cooler. Of course, referring to performance-enhancing drugs being allowed. I want to see a man run the 100 meters in 7 seconds. And by the way, this isn't to replace the regular Olympics, just an additional Olympics or even just additional categories in the Olympics. What do you think? Does this have any resonance to either of you?
okay, so my first thought is like, ew, gross. We don't want this. But then also like a little part of me is like, maybe this could be cool. Like 1% of me is like, wouldn't it be cool to see what people can do? Like if they're like totally juiced up. But I know it's disgusting and wrong and very
Probably
unhealthy
dangerous,
and
yeah.
dangerous. And obviously the opposite of the kind of sportsmanship they're trying to foster. But also,
But
wouldn't it be
Could be
kind of
cool.
cool maybe?
I mean,
Could be kind of cool. And we are going to get to that right now.
Oh, wait, Matt, are you on roids? Are you going to do something?
I mean,
Are you going to flip a table?
it's along the same lines. You hear people say the Olympics are great, but it would be so much more fun if an average Joe also had to just compete in every event, so we can really see how impressive these athletes are. It puts it into context. And so if we did that...
Okay, well, let's get to the next unpopular opinion. We need a normal person doing Olympic events so we can evaluate how good the athletes actually are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, so let's just do both. Let's have them both going, is what I'm saying. It's like both ends of the spectrum, JD. It's like, again, average Joe doesn't even know what he's doing. Let's see if he can,
It's
survive
insane that
any
this
of these.
hasn't happened yet. Like, how is it possible that the 2 weeks before the Olympics, nobody has made a show of regular people doing stuff?
Yeah. And then have the souped up version, like the roided out person, also competing.
Yeah.
And they're just there. I don't think they get any medals. They don't, maybe, I don't know. They're not really winning anything. It's just for us at home.
They're just showing off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's attack the PEDs portion of this discussion first.
Okay.
Is there a part of you that thinks, because if I was an athlete, and I did, the research I did was maybe 9 weeks ago, listened to The Daily about Michael Phelps going to Congress to talk about how the amount of testing, because when you're tested by your own country first, and the international body only gets involved if there is some kind of public dispute. So in America's case, because they're doing, at least what they're telling us is a good job, Phelps has to tell them where he is at all times. And he was basically like, they see my dick. They see the pee come out of my pee hole because they can't just send you into the bathroom with the cup lest you cheat.
Sure.
How does he do it? I wouldn't be able to do it.
What, pee?
To pee.
Well,
with
was somebody
someone's
looking
watching.
at my dick the whole time? I just
mean,
wouldn't be able to do it.
He's an Olympian.
I never compete.
Ice cold. He's
Couldn't
got to
trust
be
you.
able to do
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
All the water from the pool is in his penis.
How close do you think they are to you?
That's how he swims so
Great
fast.
question.
As he's moving forward, his penis is sucking in the water. No one's discussed this before.
No one. No, I don't like it.
So you're saying he has a little hole in his swimsuit that allows the water to go into his pee hole, which gives him more power.
You know what? And his butt. Sorry, I had to say it. Anyway, so he's doing all these tests. They're being tested. And he's not doping, or at least that's what he's telling us.
Right.
And the reason that you know that is not just his word, but the American body that does the testing does a very diligent job. On the other hand, you had this example of these Chinese swimmers where 20 or 30 something of them tested positive for, it's called TMZ, I think. I don't know what that actually stands for.
It's a Harvey.
TMZ. It comes in a giant Starbucks thing
it's
with
just
a screw
walking
top
around.
and a straw. And you can only get it by yelling at someone leaving an airport.
Yeah. You have to take it leaning over a cubicle.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
So they tested positive for this drug.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is all backwards looking. At the time, no one knows this is happening. 20-something of those swimmers go to the Olympics, or 16 or something like that. They end up winning 8 medals or something. And they crush people. And then the Americans, as a for instance, are going, wow, okay, I guess the Chinese train harder than me. They're better than me. They beat me. And then you find out through this expose in the New York Times that they were all doping, and no one said anything. And now even the international body doesn't want to get involved because now we're bringing in global politics into this thing, and we can't call the Chinese cheaters and all this stuff. So
what's the solution? Just let everybody cheat.
well, I'm just saying, if you're Phelps, maybe there's a certain comfort in just being like, well, I feel like everyone else is doing it, so why can't we? #cranberries.
I mean, of course, that's why people do a lot of these
Yeah.
performance enhancing drugs. It's like that person's probably doing it, or I know that person's doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try and win too, so I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think people will always attempt to do something that's going to give them some sort of advantage or edge, and probably everybody's scale of what's acceptable shifts country to country and what they're willing to do. But
Well, yeah, and then I mean, to go way back to the Ben Johnson controversy,
Yeah.
way back in the day, he became the scapegoat, Ben Johnson, the Canadian sprinter. And then, of course, years later, we find out, was it nearly every single guy
6 out of the 8
on the
other
starting
people.
line did it. And you didn't hear anything from the Americans when Carl Lewis was obviously winning gold instead. It's so yeah, I mean, that's frustrating. It becomes are you just better at doing it? And,
Yeah.
the power of
but
your
that's-
committee, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I'm watching, because
I know.
these things all come down to 1/10 of a second.
Right.
So maybe does some kind of souped up Sudafed, does that count for 1/10 of a second?
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of Sudafed, we get rid of all the people that get wrapped up in like literally like I had a cold and I took a Sudafed and now I can't compete in the games. So I'm sure that is a very small number, and that's just a convenient excuse. And there's also this idea of like there's constantly new drugs being developed that are outpacing the tests that detect them.
Right.
So then you get rid of that too. And I also say for popularity, like we might think, oh, this is insane, like just seeing these doped up people running the 100 meters in 7 seconds. No one's going to want that. But then I think back to my youth of the Maguire-Sosa home run race when they were both juicing, and that was the best time for baseball.
Yeah, yeah. The concern to me would be if we said, you know what, just do it. Do whatever you want. Give it a go. And like maybe we get like world records and all these incredible performances. But like it feels like someone's going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Someone's going to die. And it's going to be because of this. And
the
I'm
health
like,
risks are very
then
high.
we're like sort of all guilty in that.
Then everybody's doing it though, not just Olympians. Like anybody who wants to get a head in the gym or whatever. Like it's like, okay, well, this is what we're doing now. Yay, science!
But also, Olympians their bodies are fucked up anyways. Without like gymnastics,
Yes.
especially women, like their bodies are fucked up forever.
Okay,
I don't want to speak for all Olympians out there.
Maybe
but...
we don't say their bodies are fucked up forever. I mean,
okay, let me
kind of
take that again.
intense.
Due
Walk it
to
back.
demands on them
Yes.
at a time when they are very young.
Correct.
Yes.
Their
Not
bodies...
speaking as a medical professional, hormonally things are happening where they're not developing as a normal person would.
Yeah, that's great.
Sure.
Much better.
I do think that's true, at least in some way.
Yeah, it's true. And there are health implications to that as well later on for them in life.
You grew up playing sports, Matt, like playing hockey and stuff like that. I'm assuming at least, like at some point, I don't know how old you would have been, but like I remember they're like, you can't lift weights when you're like 11 years old or whatever.
Oh,
like, it was always
and believe me, I was trying.
I was going to say, were you trying to get jacked at 11?
I remember in high school I was like trying to add weight, but it was impossible.
Yeah.
But that, a little different once you get to high school, but I remember really young, you're like, oh, don't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, I remember they said that about smoking too. It'll stunt your growth.
Oh, right.
And coffee too. And that's why I was lifting weights and smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee every day before Saturday morning cartoons. They said no cartoons until you bench press a smart car. Did you watch, this pops into mind, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading documentary?
Yeah, we did.
I have a lot of feelings about it.
You know what? Come back. We're going to discuss that.
Okay, table that for now.
Oh, come back.
Table
to the
that for now.
podcast. Oh, wow.
Well, I'm saying we're not even going to get to that today.
Oh, wow.
But I just want to say that, like, here's an example of people that are 21, 22, getting hip replacements because of the demands put on their bodies. And let's not even get into the fact that they're barely being paid for this. But all this to say, like, PEDs can help athletes heal.
Yes. Yes.
And, like, for instance, like getting a shot of cortisone in your buttocks, I think that's legal.
Yeah, that's anti-inflammatory, yeah.
Like
If we
Forrest
can't
Gump.
use the proper names for body parts and you can't keep it together, I will kick you off this podcast.
You did say it
You
like
literally gave us
Buttocks.
the full Forrest Gump buttocks.
buttocks.
That was an athlete. You want to talk about an athlete?
Jenny, the water coming through my pee hole.
Literally, he was an Olympic athlete, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was he in table tennis? Like,
I think.
Was that Olympics?
No.
Is that a
and
fever
was
dream?
just against like.
It was against China.
He went to China. He went to China.
What a weird movie.
Oh, he was a football player. Yeah, I guess he didn't. He probably could have run the 100 pretty quick though.
Okay, Skeet, so let me give you a second here. Then we talked about doing drugs and whether that would be make it more exciting and level the playing field.
Yeah.
How do you feel about equipment modifications? Because as a runner, you know that you can run in. Well, actually, this is a question. When you're qualifying for Boston, they don't check the height of your shoes, right?
No.
But there are shoes that are available to the public.
Yeah.
That are supposed to make you run faster that would not be legal in the Olympics.
Yeah, and there might be like in professional races for the pros that get money when they race and win. There are rules on the weight of their shoes and the drop of their shoes. I think there is, but not for amateurs like us. Like they don't care. They're like, you're not gonna win.
But remember when they were wearing those the bathing suits like that were like one full piece, like almost like a thin wetsuit.
You're talking.
And then they were like,
swimming.
you can't do that because it's too fast.
Yeah, because this is a world event, and I do think, be it equipment modifications, even access to doping and stuff like that. When you allow that, well, there's some countries that don't have that. They don't have the access to it. If we all do, and we all have access to it, then I don't think it's that big a deal. But it's not really fair, right? If I have a better bike or a better swimsuit or a better shoe, then you don't even have it. You have no chance.
But I assume there's how many countries competing this? Over 150?
200 plus, yeah.
200.
Yeah, okay. So 200 is over 150, so I'm comfortable saying that. I'm sure some countries have access to better nutrition technology in training and in gear than other countries. Yeah. So inherently it's not like you're talking about. Like some people are coming with a Schwinn, some people are coming with an e-bike.
Yeah, you're right. Cheer for the Schwinn people. Let's cheer for the underdog. I want to see a man fly.
Oh. What? Sorry, plot twist.
Like either through drugs or rockets in their feet.
What?
I don't know how it would work.
Is this a new sport?
Yeah,
that's a high jump, but like high.
You want to watch a man fly? Watch the high jump. That's a great
the high
call,
jump
JD.
is still
pole
very
vault.
cool.
They're even higher.
Yep, you're right.
Sorry, a man flying wouldn't reverse onto his back in midair. The high jump is not a good way to see a man fly. The pole vault, maybe.
Yeah.
But
still reversing onto his back.
Pole vault?
Yeah.
Pole vaults?
No, they sort of more go over their stomach. They push up and then they get that stomach over it. But
they
fall
land
on
on
their
their
back.
back.
Yeah, because it's most safe way to land.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
this guy just wants to see.
You guys don't want to see a man fly. You guys don't want to see the Rocketeer sweep the Olympics, and that's fine.
I've seen a man fly. His name was Usain Bolt.
Ooh. We just watched Sprint. Have you watched that on Netflix?
New Netflix series.
No, I haven't.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. It's about the American. Well, no, it's about American and Jamaican sprint runners leading up to the World Championships and then eventually to the Olympics. Noah Lyles.
Is anyone going to break the 100 meters? Does anyone have a chance to break the record?
Not even close.
Okay, so don't watch that then, right?
I'm sorry, like Noah Lyles or who's the other big guy, American guy, got the crazy eyes. Fred?
Yeah. Is he competing?
Oh, I
Fred
don't know.
Colonel?
He might be in the 100 or 200. Anyway, Noah Lyles will probably win.
The Popcorn King, Fred Colonel?
I might be wrong. Don't quote me.
What if Bolt ran like 9.5 or something? It's
Usain Bolt is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
So tall, so strong.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't. Need
I don't
to
think the 100's going to be beaten in the men's at all.
But what do we know? This is,
maybe they're on drugs.
Oh,
that's right.
Maybe.
All right, next top unpopular opinion. Olympics should be done naked. Speaking of the buttocks, this person says, and this person, by the way, has good reasoning here. In the ancient games, competitors competed naked. Wrestling, running, etc., all done nude. The Olympics should still be done like that, with the exception of specific safety gear. Of course, this would mean you'd need to raise the minimum age of competitors to 18. Thoughts? That's the person asking if you thoughts. Yeah, I do have some thoughts. You've just completed the same thought that every 14-year-old boy has, which is being in a room and going, hey, what if everyone in here was naked?
I mean, I think when that was happening at the Olympics, people had like different perceptions around the human body and nudity, and maybe they were totally unfazed by athletes competing nude.
Probably
now we're all like prudes.
Yeah.
Also, how could you air it?
Yeah. They'd all
blur.
have to agree.
The blur.
It would just be blurred the whole time.
Could they get the blur moving fast enough in a 100-meter dash?
They'd have to do some kind of AI where it's like all like logos and stuff on your bits, so you don't see.
Be good branding for Peacock, though.
They should put the little feathers above everyone's pee-pee.
Yeah. Oh my god.
First person to shave their pubes like the back of a peacock. That's $1 million endorsement. Wow. Oh, speaking of running, the men's relay would be very complicated.
That's not the baton. Yeah, I mean, look, if there is any body of people that we would want to see naked,
I suppose,
it would be these athletes, or at least 99% of them.
Yeah, they're very attractive.
Sure.
On the whole.
But yeah, probably unlikely.
But they're still like.
Hey, you can see the horses are naked, aren't they?
What are you saying?
No, they're wearing
point.
saddles.
Oh, true.
They're covering their backs.
Do horses normally wear pants? Like, what are you talking
I'm
about?
just saying, you want some nudity.
They should.
Watch it.
They should. And
Horses
this is
should
just
wear
another
pants?
reminder. This is not a horse positive podcast, and I hope you won't be discussing any of the horse events on your show. Can you promise me that?
You know I hate horses, so we will not touch
Wait,
on
Matt, do you also dislike horses?
Deeply, yeah.
Why? What did the horses do to you? Wow, this sounds intense.
That's the sound a horse makes.
Talking horse.
We don't need to get into it. It sounds very, very sensitive.
Hold on. When you just stop and think about it for a second, like, they're sending their horses to Paris to do this. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like you saying, some people, they don't have good horses. Like with the bikes.
That's true. Now, that's an absolutely important piece of equipment. But I read I think it was in, I forget when Melbourne had the Australian Olympics. Maybe, well, okay, they had 2000 Sydney. But
96?
No, I think it was way before
2000.
that.
2000.
Yeah, that's
that
Sydney.
was Sydney, sorry.
But I think Melbourne had it in the 60s. Anyway, the point of the story was I read that because of some law that they could not bring wildlife and horses to the country, they had to hold the equestrian events in Sweden like 5 months prior to the Olympics.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, wait, did you say, was this Australia?
Yeah.
Right, because remember when Johnny Depp couldn't get his dog in? And he
I was
snuck
just
it in?
going to say that.
Yeah,
they have maybe really strict
They do.
quarantine rules
Yeah.
around animals.
Maybe they're all riding dogs next year. See, I bet people hear that and they go, that's offensive. So why is it not offensive he's riding a horse? Something to think about.
Wow. So many takes.
What about the body positivity movement? Could we get everyone naked in the name of body positivity? Like, ESPN Magazine or maybe it's Sports
Right.
Illustrated does the body issue.
Yeah.
And it's all these athletes saying, like, look how strong the human form can be.
I think when they do these events, you win the gold medal. A lot of the times they hand them the flag and they celebrate and take photos. But somebody should hold the flag up. They have to get nude after. And then
That feels like a humiliation ritual.
No, but then it's like, look at this body.
Yeah.
It's a gold medal body.
Hey, look at this body.
You bring up a great point. Why aren't we all in togas, at least at the opening or closing ceremonies, to honor these ancient games
Right.
in Greece?
Yeah.
Sure. I
Nobody-
mean, that's a
I would also say
stylistic
that-
choice.
You can't. One thing you could say, if you were making a very dumb argument, is all these athletes are trying to get to the point of their clothing where they're almost naked.
Yeah.
Like if you're running, you want the least possible thing on you. If you're swimming, same.
Well, divers are basically naked.
Yeah.
They don't wear
Divers
much.
have nothing on, basically.
Can we say this? Can we at least ask each sport? Like, the equestrians are not going to want to be naked. Right?
Fencers, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. They just want them.
Wrestling,
They just want
ew.
mask on. Mask on like you're watching pornography on Twitter that says face on OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? So we asked them. We say, would it be helpful to you to be naked?
Right.
And they
It
can
must be
choose.
illegal, I assume, for men at least to run the 100 meters without a shirt. Otherwise, you would do it. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Swimming,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
I would think.
This is a great
maybe
question.
maybe
Is
the
it
suit helps you.
illegal?
Maybe the suit
Men
helps
swim
you.
topless a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, men swim
Yeah.
topless. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, some of them wear this. Some of them have that.
I think that was outlawed.
Oh,
The suit was
maybe it makes
outlawed.
them
I didn't know
faster.
that.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Honestly,
know why.
can you look up? Is it illegal? Not now, but we'll get to it later on your show,
Yeah.
which is in the future. But in the past,
Whoa.
is it illegal to take your shirt off before a race?
I think it is on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it would have to be. Why wouldn't they? You see, because we watch that sprint, they're
Yeah.
always warming up in the guys.
Yeah,
in
they're
no
wearing
shirt.
clothing.
Yeah,
I will
'cause-
say when Noah Lyles finished, he did rip
Oh yeah,
his
they
shirt.
always unzip and they're like, yeah. Check
Well, he
this
had a
out.
zip and it wasn't coming down, and he just went,
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
he ripped it apart.
Yeah.
I realize now that we never got to this end of this topic. The normal person doing the Olympics thing.
Yeah.
That unpopular opinion.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
everyone
for
brings it up.
TV, that would be gold.
Yeah.
That
So-
would be
so
so
what-
fun.
Okay, my first question is, who is the person? I don't mean specifically,
Me.
but like, is it a person
No,
that is
you're
average in that sport?
You're
I'm
in
too
too good a
athletic.
shape. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You really
So
want
it's like we're pulling someone from the crowd.
Yeah, I guess.
But it has to be someone that knows, like, it wouldn't be fun for someone that doesn't know how to swim to to be doing the 50 fly or something.
Right.
That wouldn't tell you
So you
anything.
almost need to be like just someone that goes to the YMCA pool
Right.
3 times a week. And
Literally, the question is like, can you swim? Check.
I think it's
How
funnier if
often?
somebody can't swim.
Well, they need to be able to drown in the water. They need some.
We already
skills.
know the consequences of throwing
I forget
someone
which
that can't
Olympics
swim.
this was, and I forget which country he was from, so I do apologize. But the guy in the country where he was from, they didn't have an Olympic-sized pool.
Right.
So he had never actually swam like 50,
50
meters or whatever
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So there's a clip, like go look at it, and he swam by himself. And it's like pretty amazing. And he's swimming like worse than we would swim. Like he's struggling because he's never done it that far.
Right.
But he does it and everyone's going nuts and stuff like that. Like his time is like 2 minutes more than the time. Yeah, it's crazy.
See, that would make me cry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would make me cry too.
moment.
Was he training in a bathtub so he just turned around every stroke and just kept going back and forth?
No, but small pool.
Kick's the most important part. So you want an average person in that sport.
Yeah, like an avid swimmer. Like I swim
Like
3
you, for
times a
instance.
week. Like me, I would be a good one, but I'm too old. Like
Well, what difference does it make?
Well, I should be sort of, the age of the people, because age is a thing that's going to be a factor as well, right? So
See, I want the same man and I want the same woman to be doing all the
yeah,
events.
me too.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you don't have the swimmers are not doing athletics.
I know, but
Yeah.
there's something fun about it.
It's hard to find somebody who's into equestrian and fencing and
Guy,
swimming.
yeah.
Yeah.
But would this be this wouldn't be hard, because let's say they digitally track. Like they even do this on some sports where they'll have just like dots representing where everyone is
the
on the
ghost.
screen,
Yeah,
right?
or whatever, yeah.
So why can't they have a red dot at the back that's just called like average pace? Like we know what the average pace for marathoners is, for instance, because we could just calculate of the official marathons. This is how fast everyone ran, and because normal people run marathons, you know that the average time is like, I don't know, it's like 4:30, 4:40, something like that. 5 hours. So just have that dot that's moving along. It doesn't need to be a real
but-
It's actually so stupid what we're saying, because like these average Joes will be nowhere close.
No, obviously.
Like it won't even
Well, over a marathon, you're right. It doesn't make it makes
Yeah.
even less sense. They wouldn't even be on the
the
screen.
100 meter
100
race.
meters.
That's interesting. It's gonna take them twice
Well, maybe
as long.
that's how they do it.
Right.
They sort of workshop it by starting with a few of
You
the
do a
ones.
couple. You do swimming. You do track. Yeah, I mean gymnastics. Like good luck.
Yeah.
But it'd be funny. Like get up on the beam and let's see.
Well,
what
what's
you can do.
stopping us to take
Yeah,
JD?
you get up on that beam.
Why don't we just take JD to a track
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
record him and make the content ourselves?
Okay, we
Run
could
through
do
the
that.
tape. Yeah.
All right, JD, get your bathing suit. Actually,
Good.
you don't need any clothes. We're
The way we're
Gee,
doing
what
it.
should be in the water. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do all the
okay.
strokes? Can you do every
Yeah,
stroke?
I could do them all.
There you go.
Let's get through a couple more here. Skateboarders skating in the Olympics should be required to wear a helmet. This person says this feels like a no-brainer to me. I'm assuming no pun intended. People all over the world are watching these top athletes compete, and these dudes are not wearing helmets. It's a dangerous sport. Thousands of kids get seriously injured trying to imitate the things they see. There's no good reason for them not to be wearing a helmet. Well, there's one reason, and that's it's not cool. But what do you think? Should they be forced to wear helmets? And knee pads and elbow pads, and maybe also we give them a quarter to call their mom to pick them up at the end of it?
I'm shocked by this. I thought it would probably be a rule that you would have to wear a helmet.
Yeah, me too. I assume they would, especially because a lot of the people competing in those sports are quite young. So I would think.
Oh
that-
yeah,
Well,
there's like 11-year-olds and
under 18 you
12-year-olds.
have to.
Oh,
Under
okay.
18 you have
Okay,
to.
loophole.
So then it's your choice, I guess, when you're over 18, if you want to wear a helmet.
Yeah, I guess other than the fact that it's quote unquote not cool, according to you, Matt Austin, what other reasons would there be for not wearing a helmet?
But that's insane, because be like, this same person should be like, why isn't the person doing the vault
Right.
not wearing a helmet?
Right.
Oh, that's a great point.
Okay,
But then I would
fair.
say, why is the person that's snowboarding, which is the winter version of skateboarding, why are they all wearing helmets? Why are the bobsledders wearing
It is
helmets? Why are the
dangerous.
bikers
You probably
wearing
should
helmets?
wear a helmet.
Yeah, I'm sure there's loads of things they should be wearing helmets for. Why hasn't the big helmet industry gotten involved to get people to wear helmets? Also, a missed branding opportunity. They could put all sorts of cool stuff on the helmets.
Yeah, I think that might be the part of the problem with skateboarding, is because if you're sponsored by Vans or whatever, and they want
Right.
you to wear the whatever the Vans
Logo is.
logo.
I also read
Just
that
put it on the helmet.
Yeah, I agree, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I read that the breakdancing is a new event.
Are they wearing helmets or?
No, I don't think so. But I heard that these breakdancers, men and women, they do not get to pick their own music.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Apparently, the DJ has all the control, really, when you think about it. Whatever he decides to play, he or she plays, they've got to just dance to it.
Yeah, it's all coming from APM or whatever, because it's a rights thing. Right?
Oh.
You don't
What?
Oh,
You're telling me they can't get the rights?
It's NBC.
It's going to be only Lady
Just saying,
Gaga and
I bet
Celine
that's
Dion.
yeah. I bet that's why. I bet that's why.
Your music is my heart will go on.
Yeah.
It would be a nightmare, like everybody bringing in from all over the world.
Like,
It's
but
different.
wait, hold on.
Also,
gymnastics. They have their own-
And skating they always do a
Yes.
real song.
And they would get that song approved like years in advance.
I think I'm just surprised that you don't get to pick your own song.
That is a bit crazy.
But I sort of like it. It feels like suddenly more like remember that? What's the music video? It's like that. Like it starts to feel like you literally is a battle.
And that's the way it is.
yeah.
I guess also I would think, I mean, this is the first time we're seeing breakdancing at the Olympics, so I don't know exactly what the scoring system is, but perhaps it's like your ability to also like go with the flow and put whatever tricks you're trying to do in with whatever music. Like maybe some people are going to thrive in this and other people won't, and that'll be part of the advantage for some people.
It's already off the list for 2028. It's going to be a
They already hate it?
time, I guess so.
They
I
haven't
don't think
even
it's going to
done
be
it.
on there. Yeah, you know.
what breakdancing is? This is a one and done.
It's a one and done for
Haters.
now. Yeah.
Wow.
Watch it be the best thing.
So
Because because there's a cardboard shortage. So that's what they're doing.
They made all
I'm
those
excited for
beds.
it. I'm excited to see
Shouldn't
it.
they all dance the same song? Wouldn't that be?
Yeah. Oh, and maybe in the battle, that's how it happens. I don't know.
does it have to be
gonna
like
see.
the same BPM or something? Like
Yeah, maybe.
We got a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's just blue dabu dee dabu da for
Oh no. Would you dance to the 1 pound fish guy?
Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. Yeah.
Okay, last one of the unpopular opinions here. Biting your Olympic medal is dumb. Why do people bite their Olympic medals when pictures are being taken?
Yeah.
To me, it looks low class and cringe.
oh my god.
People do it because they don't know what else to do, and they see other medalists do it, and it looks dumb. So go for the gold, everybody, but don't bite your medal when posing for pictures.
Boomer wrote this.
What a take. What an insane take.
Now-
what else are you going to do with it?
Well, okay.
Well, that's-
let's say this. It's like standing next to the Tower of Pisa and doing this, right?
Yeah.
It's become
It's
a cliche.
cliche.
It's too much. You know.
Did they used to do it for a reason? I feel like there was a historical reason why they would do it.
Yes,
Thought it was
because
chocolate?
yes. Well, during the time of Hanukkah, when chocolate-covered coins abound. Originally, I think like gold tradesmen would bite gold because gold is soft.
Yeah.
So if it's too hard on the
That's
teeth,
why they
then
do
it's,
it.
you
go.
know
Okay,
you
so
have
to
it.
get a gauge
But
of like,
but it's fake. It's not made out of gold.
It's
solid
got
gold.
1% gold in the gold
Right.
medal. It's basically silver. Yeah.
yeah. Do you know
So
these
it's
medals
not.
have a part?
So it fails the bite test. Everyone should bite it and then go.
Send it back. Send it back.
That's more silver. This one's for you, sir, to the second place guy. Give me my gold. What were you going to say?
I was just saying this year the Olympic medals have a small piece of the Eiffel Tower in them.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Like they have some iron that they've collected that probably old that they
Yeah, I
had
think
from
it
the
is.
Eiffel Tower.
Oh,
that
they
they've
didn't
now-
take the Eiffel Tower's best iron.
No.
That iron.
And they have it's like in the makeup of the medal.
That was
It's
cool.
part of it.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool.
Okay, quick brainstorm. What else could you do with your medal? Like you win gold, you're on the top of the podium like Skeets in Barcelona. You got the gold. What else could you possibly do?
Give
with
it a little smooch.
Kiss. I
That's
guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
No kiss. I love
it's
you.
around the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever whipped it around their head, P.D. Pablo style?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not. It feels
Feels dangerous.
disrespectful in a weird way.
yeah.
You could only
Okay.
do it if you're gold because you're the highest up. Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're hitting. Yeah.
And that's the honor. That's the honor.
What was that
Yeah,
kid's
yeah.
toy from the 80s that you would have on your ankle and you would jump over
like,
it?
skip it.
A skip
Yeah.
it. So maybe
do a
yeah.
skip it
Do a
with
skip
it.
it?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't mind that.
Sort of.
What about like what's that thing called, Nora, where you have like
Cat's
stretchy
cradle?
yarn? Yeah, you do a cat's cradle
Yeah.
with it.
I don't know if we
Oh,
can try.
like almost like a yo-yo type move
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you put it between your legs, let it swing like testes.
Ah, nice.
Testes.
Oh, you get hard and put it on your dick and have it swing back and forth.
Hey, that's offensive.
Wow.
Oh, if this is the nude Olympics, that's what they would do.
Yeah.
They would put it on their...
100%. The men. Yeah,
the men. Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
The men. What about trying to unwrap it like a gold coin? Like a...
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's funnier.
Wait, is it?
Is it?
Okay,
Yeah.
how would that work?
What do you mean?
Quick pantomime.
Like
You
you're
just
like,
sort of try to unwrap it like it was a chocolate.
And then what? And then the picture is you going,
Hey man, have you ever? Sometimes those things are hard to open. You're like fiddling with it the whole time. The anthem's happening, and you're still trying to
That
get.
feels like
Where's the edge?
Tim
you know?
Robinson
oh, we should
sketch.
put one medal of the hundreds being given out should be chocolate.
Yes.
It's, like
Yes.
it's a ticket to the next Olympics. Like you
okay.
don't have to qualify.
That's
It's like
You win.
the shishito pepper, one spicy, but it's gold.
Is I thought of a possible way to wear a medal. You could like put the metal part on your forehead, and then bring the straps around.
Okay. Yeah.
like an
almost-
old-timey doctor.
Wow.
They're good for photos.
Would it be good
Yeah,
for photos?
It's like an elephant. They'd call it trunking. Like Skeets won the 100-meter dash, and then he trunked on the podium.
Why would that
Why
be
trunking? I don't get it.
It's more
Because
of
it's like
a
it's like an elephant.
No, it's like
No,
a
I'm saying it's
Swinging
like
back and
stuck.
forth off
I'm
your-
saying it's stuck to my forehead.
Oh, you're saying
'Cause
it's stuck up
It's almost
there.
like a
Okay.
bandana or
Right.
like a headband, I guess. Yeah. Or the old timey doctor. I like that.
What should they? I'm thinking how you see people win an Emmy and then they go to the Emmys party after, and then it's awkward, like they're all standing around awkwardly holding it.
Sure.
And especially the Emmy, like unlike the Oscars, it's got very pointy edges to it.
Sure.
It looks delicate a little bit.
Looks dangerous.
If you win gold, you can go to a party right away. You know what I'm saying? It's just hanging around your neck.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
It's kind of, I almost want to say, unpopular opinion, every award should be a medal.
I mean, for just the purposes of transport, I guess.
Yeah.
Wearable. Yeah.
But you know what?
Wearable.
Once you've worn it that night or when you've celebrated, then you struggle to show it off.
Right.
Yeah, where do you...
Because now I know they come in a little box and stuff, but definitely
Yeah.
there's no statue on a bookshelf.
Also, all night long, people are going to be like, can I try it on? Can I try it on?
Yeah.
So annoying.
Oh, okay. Then how about this? Every Olympic medal should be a ring. A gold ring, a silver ring, and a bronze ring. And that way you can wear it everywhere you go.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Or
that.
just make it acceptable. You're allowed to wear your medal for 1 year after you win it.
Oh yeah. And I mean,
Everywhere
a lot
go.
of the winners will wear it for
sure.
when they go
Yeah.
back to their country and do their press and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? Yeah, they earned it.
I would.
For sure.
Take that thing off.
Never take it off. Yeah.
It's like when you run Boston, everyone's walking around Boston with their medal thingies
Participation medals?
People
Yeah.
do love to wear their
on. They
medals.
love it.
Or
They'll wear them out. Like we'll go out
Yeah,
to
we'll
a
go
bar
to-
later
oh,
and
did
you'll
you
see
run?
people.
Did you
I
run?
don't do that. I don't know. Something about that. I don't.
People wear medals from like other races too. Remember there was that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
person?
yeah, yeah.
It was a lot.
what about if they were military style and you wore them?
Oh,
you
like
know
that.
what I mean? Like they're little,
No thanks.
just
Everyone walking around looking like
like a general.
Yeah.
Like a
Castro or
five-star
something.
That's
The
scary.
coolest thing for the Olympic athlete is the person, the man or woman that wins a ton of medals, and then you get that photo,
Like Phelps.
Phelps
Right,
style,
yeah.
Bolt, Ledecky, like
Yeah.
Bile. Like, he just got them all.
Balling
That just
out.
looks baller.
Yeah.
That looks sick. That's very heavy.
Now, speaking of Phelps, do you have time for a quick settle list?
Sure.
Hi, Matt. Something about the Olympics that's bothered me for years. Some individual sports have loads of variations which allow for the awarding of many medals for essentially the same skill. Meanwhile, some team sports, which require a myriad of skills, only award one event medal. For example, in the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, Michael Phelps was awarded 8 gold medals, all for swimming. Yeah, fucking no shit. It wasn't. Just doing the discus in there. He just swam different distances or in a different style or swam with some friends in a relay. I'm sorry to editorialize, but swam with some friends is a very funny way to say he
Yes.
competed with the top, whatever.
He's gaslighting him.
In the Olympic medal standings, this counted as 8 gold medals for the U.S. Comparatively, in the same Olympics, the U.S. men's national basketball team won all 8 of their games to take home the Olympic gold medal. Each player was given 1 medal, and it counts as 1 medal in the Olympic standings. Settle this. Is the current Olympic medaling system fair? Should there be some sort of weighting system? Should some events count as more? Thanks, Aaron from Winnipeg. I mean, it's not... If you are waiting, it doesn't have to be that some events count as more. It could just be everyone that gets a medal counts as a medal. So if there's, 12 on the basketball team, Skeets?
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
But that's just
so if Canada wins gold, that's 12 gold medals.
But it's a team sport.
Yeah.
It's a team sport.
But they have to do so many more. They have to play. The 100-meter dash is over in 7 seconds. And they do qualifying, and that's it to get into it, right?
Yeah.
This is, you got to play 8 games, keep winning, and then in the knockout round, win every single one.
But then what happened here, like, I've heard the argument before about Phelps or swimmers. Like, what? If you were swimming away from a shark, you're not going to be like, hey, let me pull out the breaststroke here or a backstroke. Like, it's like that part, I can at least go, okay, it is a little odd, different versions of swimming that he can go in and compete in a lot of these compared to someone, let's say on the track, even though they have different distances, well, they don't have a backwards running. They don't have a side running. You know, it's like, okay. But
they don't have a crab walk.
But then this writer here was saying, like, the basketball equivalent, it would be more like the dream team plays 5-on-5. They also play 3-on-3. Hell, they make up 4-on-4. Right. And, like, there's just these weird variations of the same sport because that's sort of what we're getting.
Which would be bad, right?
I think would be bad, yeah.
Right, so you're saying this is bad, that Phelps is winning, able to... There's 18 swimming events in Paris for men only.
Right.
I mean, and 18 for women, I'm just saying. And one mixed event, did you know that?
Yeah, mixed relays, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's 37 swimming events total in Paris. There's one basketball. 2, I guess, if you count 3-on-3, but those are completely different players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so,
I mean, same for soccer, same for hockey in the Winter Olympics. You send 12, 15 people over there. They're doing sports the entire time. It's not like someone who has got their event on day one and then they're chilling on their cardboard bed waiting for someone to ask them to join the Tug of War. These people are doing the entire Olympics and then they're only winning 1 gold medal for their country.
But I don't get it. Like, so what? Is it... yes,
yeah, I mean, great point.
Like, objectively, yes. Okay, Michael Phelps is cool because he's won the most, probably from all the swimmers, from what I remember.
He's got the most
but it's
ever,
because
right?
he achieved all of those feats of strength. You guys, I feel like the writer is downplaying what he's doing.
Isn't it more impressive that he's basically competing every second day?
Yeah.
In all of these
and
disciplines?
Earning all of that. Yeah. Whereas with the basketball, they're, if that's the example you want to use, like they're playing other teams that are maybe not on par with them as they get closer and closer to the final game, and then they achieve that at the end and you get your medal. As for all of their medals counting individually towards the country, that's just gonna like throw all the numbers out of whack.
Right. I mean, you could do it like treat swimming like basketball. So Michael Phelps won swimming, so he gets one. So everybody does every event, right?
Oh, right.
And then you're the best at swimming. You're the best swimmer. You get the gold medal. You did all 18 events.
But that's the thing. The point is that Michael Phelps was such an athlete that he could do a bunch of these different events.
Right.
And that was the astonishing part. Not a lot of
these...
But
why has it never been that someone's won gold in the, let's say, running, which is another event where there's a lot of running events. No one's ever won the 50, the 100, the 200, the 400. Stop me if I'm naming things that aren't actual
People
events.
first off win the 100 and 200. And that is considered like the most elite
that's
thing.
2 medals. Phelps won 8.
Yeah, because he's
and no one's doing the hurdles. No one's doing the hurdles, which is the fly of running.
I mean,
I guess you're right. That's a good point.
Very different to train for hurdles.
Yeah, it is. But it's a good point. That's sort of like, it's the same idea, same sort of distance, but different, obviously, discipline.
If I'm a triathlete and I win a gold medal and I'm sitting next to a shot putter that won a gold medal, I'm like, okay, buddy. Okay.
Like you're like, mine's 3. So how about this? The size of the medal.
Ooh,
we change it.
You get like a
super big ones for like whatever you want to decide is the most
supersize
important.
it.
Yeah, and then they get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
So who gets the tiniest one? The rifle people who are doing, I don't know,
the
something.
Shooters.
You want to shit on one event? I don't know.
No, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying we're talking about like what requires the least athletic acumen, like in terms of like. Working up. Like if you had to do some kind of sport and you have to be ready for the next Olympics, probably like doing archery or
it's
like
gotta be something
shooting
like that.
might be
it
best.
has to be that you could
attempt.
Maybe. Yeah.
What about for the good of swimming events like the 50 free? You can win gold. Like Phelps can win that. But for some events, like the worst ones, the best you could do is bronze. So it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't screw up the standings as much.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the the medley. I don't know. The medley's kind of cool, actually. I like the medley.
I love
Anyways,
the medley.
this is an intractable problem because you cannot take away from Phelps's dominance and his ability to do so many different strokes and have the stamina to do them all in one Olympics. The only thing is you can quibble with is just there's too many events in swimming. That's all you can say. He just happens to be great at the one sport where there's so many goddamn events and you can reasonably do them all, and it does not exist in any other thing. Even the triathlon, like you're saying, JD, the person that wins that, I can almost guarantee you is not the best at swimming 1.5 K, not the best at running 10K, and also not the best at biking however many kilometers you have to do in a triathlon.
But in gymnastics, they have individual events, but then they also have the accumulation of set events.
All around, but that's one medal.
Well, yes, but you can also then compete in the individual events, which is why like Simone Biles won like whatever 5 golds or whatever the first time.
Right.
Like so,
you
know.
What are you gonna do? There's just some things where you can compete a lot, and team sports like soccer and basketball and baseball where you can't. It's too bad. If you play basketball at the Olympics, I guess you'll have to just console yourself by being multi-millionaire many times over, as all these other athletes will be broke and their bodies will be breaking down by the time they hit 32.
Well, the funny part about a team sport is like Kevin Durant, I mean, I know we're recording this before the Olympics, but he hadn't played in any exhibition games. I'm sure he's going to play in some of the games. What I'm getting at is you could be on a team sport, your team could win a gold medal, you get a gold medal, and you maybe didn't even play.
Yeah, like do the bench players get medals?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone gets.
So you're
That's
on
a bigger issue.
Yeah.
They should get like a little.
That's when you're sitting at the bar and he's got his medal. I didn't see you fucking play a second.
That's
How
right.
did you get that?
He should get like a little charm bracelet.
Well, it's the same in the NBA. We give championship rings to people that got traded before the playoffs even started.
It's team. You're playing a role. Morale, practice.
Yeah.
There is something that you're contributing. Coaches don't get medals though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So sorry, Steve.
Why is that good?
Just there's not enough Eiffel Tower to go around.
Yeah, you're getting into the load bearing metal, so they had to draw the line somewhere.
You get a piece of the Eiffel Tower from Las Vegas. All right, there's only one thing left to do, and that's play subjective trivia. Subjective trivia is just like regular trivia, except only I know the answer. The Olympics, as we all know, they're in Paris, France, which is the baking capital of the world. So, Nora, I've joined your two loves here, the Olympics and baking.
I love it.
For today's question, which is, what is the best French baked good? Here are your options. Croissant, baguette, macaron, éclair, and a name that I'm nervous to say. Queen Amman.
Kugan almond?
That's not how you say it.
But that's what you're saying, right? That is
that's
how it's spelled?
Okay. Yeah. The buttery, flaky pastry, you know, it's got some crazy edges to it. It's kind of like a croissant, but it's different.
No,
You've never had one?
It has like
a Queen Amman?
It has like a cool shape to it, and it is like caramelized a little bit.
Yeah. If you're confused, it's not that one. So croissant,
Okay, I was gonna say, 5 options
is a lot.
Yeah.
macaron, éclair. Croissant, baguette,
Have you,
macaron.
first, let's start here. Have you had all of these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The last one, what was the last one there?
I think I brought home.
Éclair.
Yeah.
Éclair.
Yeah. I've had that.
Yeah, you've had it before.
Not for me.
You don't like it? You don't like an eclair?
No. I would have the other 3 ahead of that. I don't know about Matt, but.
Yeah.
you-
I like an eclair.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all delicious.
Right away, croissant.
What?
I thought.
That's it?
Simple, classic, flaky,
You're not
delicious.
wrong.
Here's a guy that avoids bread, though, right?
Yeah, but
does
I
avoid
feel like
bread.
the bread in France.
These are all-
Like, can I ask a
Well,
question?
Yes.
In this scenario, of you choosing these items, are you in France?
Yes.
Because you're not eating like a
And
baguette.
you've been to France, right? In Paris?
I think I've been to Paris, France. Yeah. Just a couple of times.
Well, I have to make sure.
Mon Dieu.
You know what? It's a fair question. I mean, not everybody has been to
I know
France.
this guy.
Jesus.
Well,
I
because
wouldn't ask you this question if I hadn't been to Paris,
reason-
France.
the bread is different in France. So, like, the
Yeah.
baguettes in France are
Yeah,
incredible.
but he's gonna get all bummed up with that. Like he can't. You can't eat that.
Okay, well,
Where do you think I'm putting the baguette?
my initial, I agree with you that croissant is up there. And for me, baguette is up there. And then kind of hovering in the peripheral.
This is tough. This is a tough one. I usually have a really good idea where he's going. I can get it down to 1 or 2, but I'm with you. I feel like I think it's 3. Those first 3 are still in the running.
I think the bottom 2, the eclair and the, how do you pronounce it, Matt?
Macaron, not to be confused with the macaroon, which is a coconut-based dessert.
No,
we're
you're talking
about those colorful
the sandwich.
Yes.
La Durée.
Tiny little colorful sandwich.
Damn, they're good.
They're good
They
too.
are good.
And he likes a sweet treat.
He likes a sweet treat. And you know what? A strike against the croissant for Matt. It is
Flaky, messy.
It's messy.
Yes.
Okay, eclair also messy.
Very
Yes.
messy.
Maybe
Also,
let's get rid of those.
Eclair is like phallic, so he's not gonna want to.
Well, then so is the baguette.
Yeah.
So it's macaron.
Yeah, but the baguette you rip up and you put the butter on it.
Okay, I think it's the macaron.
You're going
Wow,
macaron?
what a swerve.
I think so. He has a sweet tooth.
Okay, I do need an answer.
It is a sweet
You guys, I've made my decision.
It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't, but maybe it's so wrong that it's right.
Oh my God.
What's your guess?
Okay.
Come on.
I'm torn between croissant
Yeah.
and macaron.
JD, then you pick between those 2. There we go.
I gotta go
Answer in
classic.
5.
I gotta go croissant.
Okay, croissant.
fine.
3,
It was my
2,
first guess, so let's go with it. Croissant.
Croissant.
Okay, well, it was between 2.
Oh no.
And you got one of the 2.
Oh.
But it was not correct. The answer is baguette!
Thank you. What did I say? And you told me he was going to get all.
I
what
didn't
did you
say
say
pastry. I said
bummed
baked
up. You said bummed up. You
Yeah.
said Matt would get bummed up.
Yeah.
And I said the baguettes are better. I was on the right
They are
track.
better, but he doesn't like bread.
He likes it
I'm
there.
in Paris.
Spread.
That's why I said, are you in Paris? Because the baguettes in Paris are incredible.
man.
I was right.
Yeah. You were right, Nora.
Thank
were
you. I was on the right
And that
track.
bodes
Trust my
well.
gut.
That bodes well for you. By the
you.
way, Nora, when you podcasted with me on your maiden podcast voyage in, I think it was December, it was a lot of behind the scenes back channeling to get you on the show. Is she going to be comfortable? She says she doesn't want to do it. She's turned down other offers. And now you're doing 17 straight days.
I'm unwell. I'm not okay, Matt.
What changed? Did being on this show change you as a podcaster?
I think it made me a little delulu to think that I could do it. This, as we said when I was on the show the first time, my hesitation in the past was, imposter syndrome coming on to talk about something that I'm an expert at. But this is just, having conversations about bread in France, so I can do that. I'm intrigued to see how this goes because, as you said, for me, what's concerning is the volume of what we're doing, the daily aspect of it. I do like the Olympics, so I think it'll be fun.
Helpful.
Which is what you keep saying. But we'll see. I think it could get weird, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna get weird.
Oh, it's going to get weird, man.
It will get weird.
Night
It will
5,
be. There
I'd
will
say.
be a point where you're sitting on the couch in complete silence watching kayaking.
He's already been like, whenever I try to talk about something, what do you say?
Save for the show.
Yeah.
Don't
and
talk
I'm
to
like,
me all
what
day.
are we going to do for the
Don't talk to me all
17
day.
days?
You type notes into your computer. I do that, and then we come in.
Like, do I need to watch in a separate room? Are we not supposed to talk?
Nora, step 1, save it for the show. Step 2, once you're on the show, then you say, save it, we're going to get to it later.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Follow the rundown.
That's how you podcast. All right, plug the show. Tell people where to find it, what time it's going to be on. Give them the pitch.
Summer of Champions, our nightly Olympic podcast recap show, is going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern most nights, I would say. That's not going to be locked in every night, but that's what we're aiming at. It'll be live on YouTube, the No Dunks feed. So go subscribe to No Dunks. It'll be flipped into a podcast, obviously in the No Dunks feed. Get that on Apple, Spotify. And we are going to learn French, Matt, on every show. We're going to have a lot of trivia that Nora's been working extremely hard on. We're obviously going to go over the biggest stories of the day. Give out a little gold, silver, and bronze, and whatever else we get up to.
Yeah.
JD, you got anything else cooking?
Yeah, that's it. That pretty much sums it up. I think we're gonna doll this place up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to
Gussy
get
it
the flags
up.
going up in here.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to
And
have
you have Olympic shirts?
we have Olympic shirts.
We have some.
I mean, some, not 17 days worth.
I wasn't sure what the budget was, so.
Yeah.
It's unlimited.
Oh.
I couldn't get any of that Canadian stuff. Lululemon wouldn't.
They wouldn't ship here?
Wouldn't ship
Ship.
here.
How rude.
Lululemon?
Damn. Anyway, so we are very excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us live or listen to the podcast. Again, recapping the Olympic day. And
Yes.
yeah, excited.
Well, I'm excited
Yeah,
to
good.
watch it and see the Olympics through your eyes because it's too much for me. So it's beneficial to me to have two people watching it all,
Digest
reading
it.
all the articles, and
Yeah.
then telling me about it. So I don't
Well,
have to
open
do it.
invite to jump on one night if you want to.
Ooh, what sport do you need me for?
Maybe there's maybe you should watch a little bit. Maybe something you're like, suddenly
Yeah.
you're like,
Okay.
oh, I got thoughts on skateboarding or I got thoughts on
Sure.
breakdancing.
Okay.
Jump on one.
Perfect.
Night. Yeah.
Yeah, when you get bored, you'll have me on. I'll be there.
Great.
That's only 4 p.m. Pacific, so.
Perfect for you.
Great. Once we start arguing, maybe you can come and help referee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'd love to come on as a
You would love that.
at some point. JD, send me a whistle. Remember to check us out, patreon.com/isthisgood. And if you have topics, email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Skeets and Nora for coming on. Good luck to them for the next 17 days. Well, 15 by the time this comes out. Thanks in advance for leaving a 5-star review. For everyone, I'm Matt Austin, and this was good. We'll see you next week.